Coming to you from Homebrew Studios, it's Bob and John's Super Duper Variety Power Hour with your hosts, Bob Katie
and John Picarillo
and Jay Schmidt.
Welcome to Bob and John's Super Duper Variety Power Hour, episode 81.
Welcome aboard, folks.
Hi, everybody.
Tigers are wonderful, too.
Are you ready?
No. You just stop. You stop.
Don't you tell me to stop.
You stop.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
I'll just turn you off right here, see? I can turn you right off, couldn't I?
I'd make a ruckus somehow. You know, throw that frog at your iPad. That override thing is up.
You're making a big mistake.
Don't you, cowboy?
Okay, open up your little fucking beer. Come on.
Why do you want that beer so bad?
Because he's thirsty, dummy.
You
damn, that's
nasty.
Is this moron number one?
There,
You're
see?
spooging all over the place.
That's all right. I'm recycling.
You are a fucking recycling nut. Yeah.
Today.
You're recycling nut.
I'm recycling all of the tissue. Well, there's nothing wrong with it.
Looking for a little slab of pickle.
That's right. It was to dry out my book.
Now we know what John's talent is.
I got talent when it comes to recycling.
No, I meant spilling your beer.
No.
No?
There's a handful of times in my life.
We got you something just so maybe this will help.
I can't drink beer out of that.
Oh, come on. You got to.
I can't drink beer out of a straw.
Why not?
No.
Why not?
No, because you can't.
It's safe.
No.
Yes, you must. You must.
No. It makes
You
more
said you
gas.
do anything.
Look it up on the internet.
You said you do
I'm telling
anything for the show. At least drink one out of there.
It's on the internet.
I'll drink one out of here.
Got to do anything for the show, right?
All right. Yep.
Or drink your wine out of it.
No. I'm not going to do that. Not going to do it. You sure it's all sanitized? No, it's right from the shelf.
Yeah, it's right from China. It's BPA free. I know that.
Okay, that's good
I took the
news.
sticker off.
My uncle says you got a screw loose.
Oh, yeah.
What? No
Your
porn?
uncle molests collies.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
Alcohol kills everything.
Yeah. If anybody didn't see the show, the last podcast, John had a little bit his biggest whoopsie yet.
We got him a sippy cup.
You got him a little sippy cup.
I'm drinking out of it, too.
And John got a little
Looking for a little slab of pickle.
and spilled. And then had to do the rest of the top 10 in his spillage. In his mess.
If you've never watched the show and you only listen, you should look at this one. Because I'm drinking beer out of a sippy cup.
You know that sippy cup hat we're going to be missing room. It's got to come up here.
It's as disturbing as I thought it was going to be. It like adds volume or something. I don't know. Yeah. I almost want wine instead.
Oh, let's get this started.
All right, you
We haven't even
primitive
started
screwheads,
yet?
listen up.
Time to make the chimmy fucking chongas.
You can find us at Bob and John's Podcast at gmail.com, on iTunes and Buzzsprout.com, or
At the old loose and buttery on the Twitter and Instagram or Periscope.
And on the YouTube channel and our Facebook page at Bob and John's Super Duper Variety Power Hour. Also on Untapped at Jay's Brew and Brewmaster Pick with 2 C's.
feel like we want to have right about now Slippery Pickle right across the
Slippery Pickle.
Dancing pickles.
Dancing Pickles.
Do you want to know what the very last note?
That's going to be the podcast
Before
new
the spell
bar.
was?
No, at the last episode, my last note for the whole episode says happy nipple pinching.
I think it should have been hippie nipple pinching, shouldn't it?
Hippie nipple pinching. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Nipple
good
pinching
one.
hippies.
Yeah.
Happy nipple pinching.
Is this like a little shark?
I think so.
Little shark?
I gotcha.
Is it Jabberjaw?
No, Jabberjaw. Jabberjaw.
Okay, who's I gotcha?
He doesn't have a name. He's just the shark on Pink Panther.
Well, that's what I want to name him.
All right.
I don't
name
think
it whatever you want.
Does he? Jaw? I don't know what.
I'm drinking beer out of Shark from Pink Panther.
It's ungaheebable.
It doesn't have a name? Or
I don't
we're
know
not
if-
sure?
Didn't he have a
I'm
friend?
Oh,
not sure.
I'm on it.
Yeah, he had a catfish.
This is reminding me
Because he
of-
would call him Catfish.
It reminds
Yeah.
me catfish. It was you're right.
Catfish.
you're
It's
right,
like doing
He had the little bowler hat on, and the shark had the top hat.
they were like the Stooges of cartoon.
Mr. Jaw.
Mr. Jaw. Mr. Jaw. Mr. Jaw. I'm going to put it in the book.
Because whenever
Mr.
I say
Jaw.
cartoon shark, everybody says Jabberjaw, but he wasn't as good as the guy. in
Mr.
Pink Panther.
Jaw?
Mr. Jaw. was
Mr.
better.
Jaw. Yep.
And Catfish.
One word. Gotcha.
And he always had a Brooklyn accent and would mispronounce things. Ungaheebable.
Mr. Jaw sippy cup. It's on there. It's in the books.
There we go.
You gotcha.
You see a formation of coral that is known as Pirates Cove.
More. Get it on the mic. I'm hearing yours.
I
Your.
just wanted to get the gotcha one I got.
You gotcha. You got to get it right.
I'll have to pull that one for our. I gotcha.
Mr. Jaw.
For John Sippy Cup.
Sippy cup.
You gotcha.
I gotcha.
It reminds me of doing funnels. Because there's so much.
That reminds you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like
Sippy cup reminds you of doing funnels.
you get a little. You get
Oh,
this
'cause you don't get
little
very-
bit of beer, and I think a lot of air. This.
You'd probably be a hero at a rave party.
We're all big. We're.
I'm touching myself tonight.
Hello, cutie pie.
Yeah.
Obviously,
That's right. Me and my sippy cup are going to a rave.
all.
Looking for a little slab and pickle.
we got to bring the cameras along for that.
Who the hell is this guy?
You know what I'm talking about.
You're goddamn right I do. So here come 2 words for you. Shut the fuck up.
Mr. Jaw.
We're all big fans of the movie Dazed and Confused.
Yeah.
The writer, the guy who wrote it and directed it, did another movie this last year called Everybody Wants Some about the 80s.
Everybody wants some.
It was pretty decent because I rented it the other night. But it wasn't as good as Dazed and Confused by any chance. But anyway, they had things like they were going out to a disco because it takes place in 1980 at a college or whatever.
No.
And just when you said rave, I could just see you like, just reminded me of that movie.
With your glow sticks on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
With his lederhosen.
Yeah, we gotta put that on. I gotta put this on
He's
the
at
list.
the rave with his lederhosen with no shirt on in the sippy cup. It's getting more and more great. The picture is getting more.
Yep.
You have to get a lederhosen.
And those
We must
and
put
those
gotta-
big glasses. For
Yeah, Fourth of July.
I think-
we must put this together.
I think we got to take this and also incorporate the possibility that we can do this sort of thing and DJ a party. You know what I mean? We could do that.
We
You know what I'm saying?
we need to give this persona of John's a name with the lederhosen and stuff.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
He must have its own name, its own entity,
Yeah. No, you're right.
like his superhero identity.
Was it?
Lederhosen man.
So,
Or would he be? No, he would be the pretzel peddler. Would he?
well, that was the concept, right? I mean, that's how we got started.
Yeah.
I wonder if I wrote that down.
We'll have to put
Specifically.
and we'll have to do shots of putting the pretzel peddler in different situations. One at the rave with a sippy cup. Here.
When I say the name, Dickus.
Hans. Hans.
Call him Hans the pretzel peddler.
It's one of the German translations of John.
There you
Hans.
go. Hans.
Okay.
Hans the pretzel peddler.
DJ Hans.
Yes. I will fucking put together a party if you DJ with a sippy cup and in that lederhosen with no shirt on.
I love it. Oh, it'll be fucking great. Yeah, but see, the thing that will be beautiful is I will look ridiculous.
Yes.
But if we can make awesome sounds and make the fucking party happen, it will explode with DJ Hans juice all over it.
DJ Hans juice all over it. It's called talent, folks.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's talent.
Yeah,
Oh,
baby.
God.
It's in the book. It's in the book. That's all I gotta tell you. It's in the book. It's not going away.
Everything that guy just said is bullshit. Thank you.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Now we're cooking with peanut oil.
Hans juice. Oh. What are you drinking, Hans juice?
This is my special.
Safe.
I'm gonna have to start practicing. I don't do the German accent very often.
You must do the German accent.
I'll have to start watching the. That was probably I was at my best with it. Would be when like Hogan's Heroes.
Hogan. Very interesting, but stupid.
See, unfortunately,
Jay's leaking over here.
Flat tire.
Flat tire.
which end?
Well, the microphone is not on the other end.
I wasn't paying attention.
Otherwise, this would be really disturbing.
Paying attention.
You were paying attention. So,
Because the microphone sometimes slips down there.
I can just see him talking, and all of a sudden, Jay's ass is like. Jay stands on that and has his ass by the microphone. John just keeps going. Like,
I didn't hear anything either. I was paying attention to Mr. Jaw. I was trying to finish Mr. Jaw because we're not going to. He can stay.
Moron
but
number one?
I'm not going to use that.
Well, that sounds like a hot item.
It's like a double hit or something. It's something weird. I'm telling you, I've heard this philosophy before. I've been told don't ever drink beer from a straw.
Don't ever drink beer.
Go ahead, you Google it. I'm telling you.
Is that one of Hans's?
This shall not be permitted. How is it? Am I going the right way?
That's better.
It's a little bit better. It's really angry German.
Yeah.
Well, Germans sound angry to me.
Not like that. That was like loud, aggressive, angry German.
No, you're right.
See?
Well, it's on the internet, so it has to be true.
That's right. That's exactly right.
It has to be true.
Because it's a shorter way for alcohol to get into the blood and a way to make you get drunk faster.
See?
When drinking the same amount of beer, the effects of one's health remain the same, whether you drink beer in a normal way or through a straw, provided that one gets drunk faster when drinking through a straw.
See? I told you.
I don't know.
I didn't make it up.
Fun trivia. I don't know.
That's right. I didn't make it up. That's why I told
My
you.
uncle says you got a screw loose.
Oh, yeah. Your uncle molests collies.
Yeah.
Then it says, why don't people always just drink through a straw then?
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think it tastes the same. It changes the
No, it does.
It does. Changes it. It makes it feel. I get the. It feels flat.
Spit it out, man.
Sounds like you have a dick in your mouth.
Like when you climb the rope in gym class.
Flat.
Funny.
I'll make you feel funny.
I was trying to.
You know.
Got to be careful on the way down. Don't you hug that rope too tight.
I don't think John kind of got what you were getting at there.
Know.
Wayne's World, Garth.
Wayne's World, Garth.
Kind of makes me feel funny, like when I climb the roofs in gym class.
I had not memorized that line, so I didn't know where you were talking about.
He went.
Go. Go.
Get the fuck out of here. No, I cannot.
DJ Hans coming out.
Oh, DJ Hans.
Next weekend, I'm going to have, I found the recipe for the pretzels, and I've got some nice cheese options.
Yep.
I didn't have yeast, so I couldn't do it. But
Hans special
You're
cheese.
gonna make your special
I'm gonna
pretzels.
And
I'm gonna
sauce.
make those special pretzels. People are going to go crazy. You watch. Oh my God! And you're
All
a
right,
DJ
you
too?
primitive screwheads, listen up.
Time to make the chimmy fucking chongas.
You can find us at Bob and John's Podcast at gmail.com or
At Loose and Buttery on the Twitter and Instagram or Periscope.
And on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page at Bob and John Super Duper Variety Power Hour. Also on Untapped at Jay's Brew and Brewmaster Pick with 2 C's.
2 C's.
Chillin' with Jay's Brew. Chillin' with Jay's Brew. Chillin' with Jay's Brew.
John's got the clap.
At least we have everything we need whenever this happens.
More or
A
less.
sippy cup for you.
Definitely prepared.
You got a card?
Well, I'm going to keep it on my left. That's really where drinks belong. So that's what I'm going to do. Oh, I have a card. Do you?
Yeah, well, yeah, I do.
I got one.
Okay.
This is Harpoon Brewery from, I want to say Massachusetts, I believe.
I think you've done one of these before.
We've done Harpoon.
We've done Harpoon,
before.
yeah. Well, Harpoon
Actually,
has
I have
always
Harpoon
been-
right in front of my face
Yeah,
there.
Harpoon is
They're
always good beer.
Actually, yeah, they're brewed in Boston and Windsor, Vermont. So this one I don't know specifically which brewery it came from, but this is part of their 100 barrel series. They only do these
Small batch?
Small batch. Yeah.
Nice.
It's called Kettle Cup Thunder Foam. It's a ancho and fresh poblano chili pepper merge with cocoa nibs. And it's a porter.
Kettle Cup
nibs?
Thunder.
Nibs.
Kettle Cup Thunder
Are they
Foam.
hippie? John's going to play with his nipples.
Foam.
Foam.
Foam, like what you're going to have at your rave party.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
And I'm reading the back here. The 4 brewers signed it that actually did it. Harpoon Distributing Company drivers Mike Alessandro, Bill Davidson, and Nick Wheat delivered a big win at this year's Kettle Cup. Oh, it's their annual employee brewing competition.
Nice.
Led by the brewer Ken Herman. They created a robust porter with roasted aroma and full body. Chocolate notes from the cocoa nibs merge with malty caramel notes, while ancho and fresh poblano chili peppers give it some kick. Buckle up, it says. I have not had.
So there's going to be a little heat here. We haven't done one of these
That's
in
what
a
I'm
while.
thinking. Yeah,
I'm
we
thinking
haven't had
there's
a little
gonna,
hot
sounds like
beer
there's
and
going to a little bit of heat
something
going
different.
on here.
We'll see. We'll see. It's 6.8%.
The thing that made me laugh about Thunder Foam was it made me think of Thunder Buddy. Thunder
yeah,
Buddy.
no, that's kind of why
Grab your
I got
Thunder
it too.
Buddy.
That's kind of what caught my attention.
Oh well, you hit the spot then.
I guess I need to coordinate a little bit more with Jay with what he was getting. I should. I took that
I'm a
out.
week late. Oh, sorry.
I took that out, so that's why I didn't. That's why I'm not playing it.
It was unintentional.
Mother.
Let's see. I haven't had it, so I have no idea. I'm going to assume it's going to be a good beer, but we'll see. All right.
Told you when I sent you that it was going to be a good one. I had a prendition. Cherry.
A prendition?
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds like you have a dick in your mouth.
You sent me what?
The movie clip that I wanted there so bad.
Oh.
I knew it would come up again.
Color?
See, I just knew it. Well, so from somebody who say didn't drink beer all the time, this name doesn't give any indicator of what style it is.
Well, they say it's a porter when you read the name itself. It's a porter.
So it's not in the name. A lot of them have it in the name.
Right, yeah. It's called Thunder Foam, I guess is the actual name of it. So.
Porter. Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's a porter. It's going to, obviously dark.
It's pretty good color for that. It's supposed to be that dark.
Porters are supposed to be dark and caramelly.
I like the look of it.
So
looks
that
good.
Definitely is got to
good
be
color.
Yeah. What are you going with color, guys?
We're going 5?
Yeah, I'm good with it. Looks like a porter.
Color 5. Aroma.
I smell the chili peppers. Definitely. Has an aroma of chili peppers, and I think I'm getting a little chocolate.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that the porter style, though? Isn't it? Usually
Porters are usually like caramelly, chocolatey kind of.
Yeah. So that's it. Smells like what it is.
Yeah, it smells like what it says it is.
Yeah.
It's making my taste buds tingle a little bit just by sniffing it.
So what is on the aroma?
It's a very good smell.
It's got a good smell.
Yeah, I like it.
I'll go high with that.
Yeah.
What are we going with?
5, you think?
Aroma 5.
Okay.
Alcohol content
6.8%.
So it's pretty good. Did you taste it?
Yeah.
Okay, I won't feel so bad now. Oh, I taste the chili in it.
Taste the chili.
There's no heat yet.
No heat yet.
It's early though. But yeah, the flavor's there.
Yeah.
If it doesn't hit you in the face with heat,
I'm getting it a little bit now. Yeah, it's kind of I'm tingling a little. My mouth's starting to tingle.
We're gonna have to
alcohol
hold off.
content.
We're gonna have to hold off.
6.8%.
It's pretty good.
Seems pretty smooth. It's on the high side. It's not crazy. Seems pretty drinkable.
Yeah. I like it.
It's good.
What are we voting on now here?
What do you think?
We're on alcohol content. That's going to be what we have the same conversation all the time.
I think for the future, I think we should switch the order of flavor and alcohol content, because it seems like you get to the alcohol content first, after the flavor.
Yeah, you're right.
So I think we should
alcohol content.
New cards
can almost go last.
New cards?
Well, I can just we can
I can switch them up next time I print them up.
Yeah, switch them next time I print it up. But I mean, we can manually do the rest.
So
of
let's go alcohol content just based on numbers.
Yeah, 6.8.
6.8. That's usually
to
pretty
me.
good.
It's pretty smooth and.
Well, we've had beers in the teens.
Yeah,
right. Wolf's Hollow.
Yeah.
That were as drinkable.
Yeah. Oh no.
Now,
I know.
now here's another thing too. For future, should we change up alcohol content maybe to as like
I don't know how important that is. But
alcohol content / drinkability.
If
like
somebody's
make that
very
one thing?
sensitive to drinking, we might have an important item with alcohol content.
Well, I think you have to have it in there. But I'm just saying is when I notice when you guys do these beers.
Oh yeah,
you're usually it's
smooth
usually you're really basing the alcohol content on how drinkable it is. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. That's what I do anyway.
Yeah.
So I think it needs to be drinkability / alcohol content, or what? It should be one thing.
I would love to just make it alcohol content is 6.8, but you can't really factor that into a bracket. that way, you know?
Because the drinkability,
Yeah, the
either
drinkability is.
You know what I mean? It can either
Relates to it. Yeah.
It relates to it. Makes it go up or down.
Yeah.
Well, we got to fix our rating system.
Right.
Well, we will a little bit. So what would you go for for this round tonight? What's the alcohol content / drinkability? There we go. We'll start that.
I mean, it's high for me because it's smooth and
I know
it's got a good kick to it. Really, I mean,
I love it.
So is it a 5?
I think so. At least a 4.5. I mean,
I can't find a reason to take points off. Really.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Me either.
Alcohol content, drinkability, 5.
See, for me, the flavor's not fantastic. I'm a little disappointed, I think.
I know I didn't get any
what
heat,
I was
which
expecting.
I always...
I got a little tingle, but not.
Yep.
You're expecting a little bit more kick to it.
By reading it, I was expecting it to be...
You guys had that one where you were like, woo!
That was amazing. That was really one of the most amazing beers I've ever had. It was really weird, but exciting. And wow.
This is...
So flavor, you're a little disappointed? Like, how disappointed?
I'm...
Drop it down to a 4, maybe?
Yeah, I'm
Even
going
less?
down a ways on there.
Ooh, really?
I think, actually. To me, I'm very disappointed. I was expecting more.
3
And
then?
even as a porter goes, to me, that's not a fantastic porter by itself.
Are we dropping below 3?
Not below. I was thinking like 3.5 myself, but I don't know what you think, John. I don't know how. To me, as far as a porter goes, it's not a great porter. Even standing by itself as a porter, I mean, it's not. It just doesn't have that.
What was that stuff you were talking about there? And we were laughing because
Cocoa
he
nibs.
said nibs, and I was doing
nibs.
like this while you were
It's
reading.
supposed to be chocolatey, but I don't really even get much chocolate. I can smell a little chocolate, but not much.
Like the description is
All right.
better than
I was expecting.
Yeah.
I think I was
better than the
expecting
beer,
it to
yeah.
be
So
better.
it sounds
than,
like 3.5 is pretty much where it's going to fall, right?
whatever you think, John. But I'm thinking like 3.5 to
That
me.
sounds good.
I
but
mean,
that's how we're. That's
just
how
'cause
we
I'm
rate
very-
it.
I'm disappointed.
It's a
Yeah.
I'm really disappointed.
Flavor,
with-
3.5.
I'm disappointed with that.
So, brewery size and location. Of course, we go with brewer. It's more of beer availability because we know it's out of state.
It's on local shelves. So.
well, we love locals.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
but I mean, with this one, it's pretty
It's Vermont. And,
pretty ready available.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It was in.
Well, now this particular one you said was a 100-barrel deal, so
Right. It's a. It's their 100. It says 100
this
barrel
one
series.
will be
they'll only make
limited
100
access.
yeah.
You're not going to be able to go just
Yeah.
get it.
I
If
did
it's
see
out,
it at two
gone.
Bev centers. So.
But considering that it is limited access, and he said he saw it at 2 Bev centers, that means a pretty
available
decent, pretty
while
good
it's-
availability
while they
it's-
have
yes.
stock.
Yeah, so I
yeah,
would
but
say
it is limited. Yeah.
So I would say, well, you got to be somewhere in the 3, at least the 4, right? I mean, doesn't usually
say
out
4,
of
I mean-
state get an instant
You know
4
how
if
I feel
everything's good?
about local.
Oh, shut up.
What an asshole! I'd say 4.
4?
All right.
All right. Availability 4. And Jay's doing bloop, 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 bloop.
4.5.
4.5. You were running on
Which
some
I think
good
was a little-
5s there for a while.
Yeah, which I think is actually a little high for me. But
Is
if
it?
I was rating this myself, I'd probably go 4. I don't think I'd.
I think you were doing all right till you hit flavor.
It's
Flavor
really
is the one.
disappointing to me. I don't know how you feel, but I don't know. It's not what for a 100-barrel series beer. I would.
Yeah.
To me, I'd be expecting this thing to be like, wow.
Yeah.
You know? But it's not. To me, it's not wow.
Can I ask a question?
No.
For
Of course.
what an asshole! For the you're saying it's a 100-barrel series. Was it pricey because of that?
No, I mean not more than what you'd pay for an average.
Okay, so they didn't.
Bomber.
So I guess you got to give them that they didn't price it to make that. they didn't price it like it was 100, like they're saying 100-barrel series, like, ooh, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then it falls flat taste-wise.
Yeah.
So
it wasn't like crazy.
I guess at least
out of
there's
whack.
a good barometer there
Yeah,
a little bit.
It's in the same wheelhouse as any other size, bomber beer that you'd get.
Yeah.
Mostly those. Usually, when you get a bomber like this in any one of the microbrews, it's a specialty of some kind normally.
So what's the next one we're gonna make?
I don't know. It's almost
I said stick it in your ass.
pumpkin time.
Oh, pumpkin time.
That's true. Pumpkin. I have had a couple good pumpkin ales. Yes, I have.
You want to run through that one more time, Jay?
Yeah, Harpoon 100-barrel series. This is session 56 of the Kettle Cup, called Thunder Foam. That's all I got. Kettle Cup Thunder Foam.
Harpoon.
Thunder
Harpoon
foam, thunder
Brewery.
foam, thunder foam, go!
On that note,
Chillin' with Jay's Brew. Chillin' with Jay's Brew. Chillin' with Jay's Brew.
In your face, all over the place. We're online 24/7. 24/7. You're listening to the hottest internet station.
Bob and John Super Duper Variety Power.
Finger painting? All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
Time to make the chimmy fucking chongas.
Right.
You can find us at Bob and John's Podcast at gmail.com, on iTunes and Buzzsprout.com, or
At Loose and Buttery on the Twitter
Slippery Pickle.
and Instagram or Periscope.
And on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page at Bob and John's Super Duper Variety Power Hour, and also on Untapped at Jay's Brew and Brewmaster Pick with 2 C's and Slippery Pickles.
And
Give me a slippery pickle. Give me a slippery pickle.
And come down every Saturday night for DJ Hans.
That's
That's DJ
right.
Hans at the
You
Slippery
wait.
Pickle every Saturday night.
gonna
Get
be-
loose and buttery.
That's right. You're gonna
With the
love
thunder foam.
outfit, and you're gonna love the
Some
pretzels
special Hans
and
juice.
cheese, and you're gonna love the DJ Hans.
We got to make a commercial for that now. Yeah, I got to get on that. We got to make a commercial. DJ Hans.
That's right. That's right.
Have you seen DJ Hans?
Oh, I got to remember to check that in later.
Yep.
Yeah, we've seen DJ Hans.
Oh my goodness!
What? What happened?
Gaseous explosions.
Gaseous clay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition. Strap in. You're about to listen to
Bob and John.
And Jay.
The good old top 10. What do we have? This week was actually pretty easy. We came up with it pretty fast. Pretty agreeable, pretty fast. Usually they are when we talk about music, so.
Yes.
It's not like things that are green night or something.
No, we've done that. What are you going to do for St. Patrick's Day?
Things that are green.
Send in some ideas.
I don't know. Things that are Irish.
Yep.
I'm possibly thinking that was going to be better than things that are green.
Here.
Jay's digging.
Get your bat signal.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Sub by your sad look.
Why do you want that beer so bad?
Because he's thirsty, dummy.
That was magic because I thought I was out with them.
No, we had one more.
Fantastic.
One more on ice.
See how fantastic that was?
our-
On ice. Hello.
You're goddamn right I do. So here come 2
You're
words for you.
goddamn
Shut
right
the
I
fuck
do.
up.
Our top 10 this week is music. We're doing a little bit of music, and it's top 10 live albums. And we had a discussion about this So I might as well start it because my top 10 is the one that's going to. My number 10 is going to be the discussion.
Kick
starter.
off the discussion.
And one of our discussion starters was there's artists or bands that put out live videos but don't necessarily put out a CD or digital or album accompaniment. So that was questionable at that. So this is what dropped this one down for me because I put it at number 10 because of that, because it's not an album form. It's only video form, at least that I can find.
We were a little uncertain
So
about
I'll
this.
go with my number 10 will go with Bruce Springsteen, London Calling, live in Hyde Park. Because I'm not a huge Springsteen fan, especially of his albums. I get bored with his recordings.
That's why you liked it so much.
I like it live. I like him live is a whole different creature compared to him on
Kid
album.
Rock always says that too.
With who?
That Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
Is like,
completely different. Completely.
You got to go to. You got to see him.
Oh yeah, you hear some of the songs and I'm like, but then I go and I see it on a live concert or something and it's completely different. Completely different. He takes songs and turns them into complete different.
I heard
entities.
a lot about that and about Bruce. I'm not a huge Bruce Springsteen fan at all, but I've heard that his shows are.
There are songs that
unfortunately there was way too much money probably for me to ever.
Well, that's what I was going to say too. I mean, for me to spend that much money, I would actually have to kind of.
No, even I like this live concert in particular, and I like a lot of songs of his. But I couldn't go see him live at a whole concert. I would be probably bored because he tends to sometimes go out there and do like massive deep cuts that are like, holy crap, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That type of thing. And that to me,
huge Bruce fans.
Yeah, you got to be. Yeah, you really got to be. But there are songs like on this London Calling live in Hyde Park. I went back to get the recording, the actual album recording, and I was like, "Oh, this song is terrible this way. I want to hear it live. I don't want to hear it this."
Yeah.
So, but it's only on video.
I don't have any dispute with that one.
No, all right, whatever.
I don't know who's next.
I don't care.
That's my number 10. Bruce Springsteen, London Calling, live in Hyde Park.
Want to go? We're going to go.
I'll go.
Okay.
With your soggy book.
I know. I went with Pink Floyd, Pulse.
I forgot all about that. I don't know if that would have made my list.
Definitely on my list.
I know it was going to be on Jay's list.
Yeah. There was
he's the live Pink
bunch
Floyd
of
man.
Honorable mentions on that playlist that made me want to go like revisit.
Well, how can you go wrong? I mean, I had the whole Dark Side of the Moon they did
basically,
live
yeah.
they did, and
Pretty
a
awesome.
bunch of songs that they.
That's
I
probably
sort of could watch that right now.
That's probably something I could revisit. That's probably something I'd really enjoy to revisit.
No, absolutely.
Album. Double album.
Yeah,
We'll have to revisit.
That's
that
coming
at
up
some
soon.
point. What?
We'll be revisiting it. Soon.
Yes. We'll have to revisit that. Jay, your number 10.
My number 10's Frampton Comes Alive.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful one.
That didn't make my top 10.
Holy Jiminy.
You know what?
It's way up on my list.
I wanted to move that higher, but I love that. And
It fell
when I
out
started
for me.
this list, it was number one.
Yeah, I had him high, but it fell out because I went more with personal taste, and I own it. I like it. I think I'm just worn out with it.
You're
I'm just
absolutely allowed to your opinion. That's what
in high school
these lists are about.
I got worn out with it in high school.
I dropped down. I couldn't leave it off. I love that.
For me, the whole voice box thing, is like epic part of
I agree.
Musically epic.
Like that and the Pink Floyd Pulse top 20. Yeah, they would be like 11 and 12 right in there for me.
9.
So my number 9.
Yep.
Ozzy, Live and Loud, with probably one of his best bands with not Jakey Lee. With was that Rudy Sartre? No, that's Mike Eaton on bass, Zach Wilde on guitar, and Randy Castillo on drums. That's off of the No More Tears tour. Just a great video, great album, great live albums, great stuff. Zach doing Randy Rhoads stuff. Come on. Yeah. The only better it gets is Randy Rhoads. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and I was juggling the two because there's the Randy Rhoads tribute Ozzy, But I feel more partial to Zach, so I went with Zach with the Ozzy Live and Loud.
Who was that other? What was Zach's other band there for a little while?
Black Label.
Black Label Society.
They're still. It's not. Was it still is.
One before.
Pride and Glory.
Yeah,
they
that's
did
it.
that. That
Yeah.
was basically his solo stuff.
Yeah.
He called it Pride and Glory, but it's basically just him.
Because there's a huge change in those.
Yeah, there is. It's a little bit more. It's not as heavy. You know what I mean? But he also does his two. He has the Book of Shadows 1, Book of Shadows 2, which is just him, Zach, just under Zach Wilde, not even under Black Label or anything.
Yeah.
Which are great, and they're mostly acoustic type stuff and everything. Yeah, big fan of Zach. Love Zach.
My number 9 actually is more. It's almost driven by word of mouth. And I just remember this being said so many times, so I revisit them like, yeah, there's some good stuff there. I took Cheap Trick live at Budokan.
That would that's probably my top 15, but I'm not a huge. I like a handful of Cheap Trick songs.
I always dug Cheap Trick, just in a cheesy way. I always dug them.
Well, there's nothing wrong. They're not cheesy. I
didn't say they were cheesy.
Cheap Trick is one of those
I
bands
enjoyed
where
them in a
I
cheesy
enjoy.
way.
I enjoy a handful of Cheap Trick songs. I enjoy a handful of Cheap Trick songs, but I've always wanted to like them more. But I don't. I've tried to get into them, and it doesn't do it. You know what I mean? To go farther into their catalog and stuff.
Yeah. I haven't dug deep.
Yeah,
but there's certain ones that I think were really good, and
it's like you ever one of those bands that you like a bunch of their songs, and then you want to like them more. You want to you like what they're about. You like everything, and then you listen to a lot of their other stuff other than probably the hits or something. You're
especially live stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah. But live at Budokan was I don't know. I just remember
that's the album that really broke them.
Yeah, I just
really
remember
crushed
the
them out there.
buzz about it being a big deal.
Yep.
So
Jay,
that was my 9.
My number 9, One More from the Road, Leonard Skinner, 1976.
That's a good one.
Oh, we got one.
Excellent.
I could have done a top 20 with live albums. I could have. I have a lot. I had a lot of them. I left a lot off. That's a good one. Yeah, I mean that's prime. It's peak Skinner right there.
Yep.
I can't talk about it till I get it to it.
My number 8, I guess.
Yes.
My number 8 is Clapton, 24 Nights. It's probably about. I think that's on his Journeyman tour. It was right after that, around that time, because he's got all the songs from Journeyman. But it's like a double live album. Great stuff. I mean, incredible stuff. Incredible stuff from Clapton there.
You're a big Clapton fan.
Yeah, I feel like that. I feel like playing. I should say this. That I feel that's probably right about where his peak is, playing the rock blues that he plays. He went really blues after that, like really hardcore, stripped down, straight to the pure blues after that. I feel like this is his peak at, the rock stuff he's been known for.
Would you spend a lot of money to go see him?
Clapton? I missed him 2 years in a row. In the early 90s, early 90s, he was at SPAC. No opening act. He billed it both as the evening with Eric Clapton. We had studio time both summers and that night. I missed it. I missed it 2 years in a row.
Man's got to know his limitations. I think he should have taken it.
I was all about the studio then.
I know you were.
It's hard to get studio time.
Two times, though? Twice?
Yeah, I know.
Second year, you didn't think to yourself, maybe it can wait a fucking night.
I was hell bent on that.
What? So
would I go
Eric
see him
Clapton
now
for 4 hours?
No, it probably wasn't 4 hours, but it was probably over 2. Yeah, he didn't have an opening act, either one.
Just him.
It was just him.
See his show for a couple of hours.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, would I go see him? Probably not, because he does a lot more pure blues stuff that it just doesn't interest me as much.
Yeah.
I like when those 2 evenings when they were Clapton's that I missed was right like around that time when 24 Nights came out.
See, I would probably dig the blues thing if I'm going to go to a show for a guitar player. I love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Not to listen to the rhythm section.
You
Blues
know,
is pretty good to listen to. Yeah,
yeah,
it's a really
I don't
fun-
mind
yeah,
it,
it's
but
nice.
when it's like song after song after song, when it's the whole thing, it's like, and you're expecting something else from the person. You know, you want Layla, you want a few of those. You know what I mean? You want some stuff.
I get what
you know
you're
what
saying,
I mean?
but
you know,
I think the crowd that goes wants to have a constant feel.
Yeah.
Of,
Well, that's
this
what he's
is
doing now and
nice.
everything. And that's
You know?
that's what he's doing now, and that's the thing.
That's everybody's different. That's the crazy thing. Different people follow
You know,
different things.
If you tell me would I go back and see him again, like at that time, I would have done that. But you know,
that was your number.
That was my number 8.
8.
Yes. Your number 8.
I went with the Rolling Stones. Get your yayas out.
Get your yayas out.
And you know I'm not a huge Rolling Stones
That's on
fan.
I made my big list, definitely.
I'm not a huge
It
Stones
made my
fan,
top 20.
But
Stones are really funky live. Sometimes I
That's
like
kinda
them,
why
sometimes I don't.
that's-
I'm a little. It depends on the recording and what
I'm not
time of their career that recording happened.
I'm trying to do a good list where it's not just my favorites. You know what I mean?
There was some stuff like around 1980 that I've seen live where it seems like they're all coked up and going 15 miles an hour. It's like brown sugar, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, you know. It's like they're like going, they're just trucking fast.
You bet that happened.
Yeah, you know. So I mean, there's so much. I felt overwhelmed by picking a Stones thing, so I was like, I'm just not gonna. I'm gonna leave it alone.
I had to pick one. That's all. That's where my mind was. Is I had to pick a Stones one.
Your number 8, Jay?
Mine, iconic British metal, Live After Death, Iron Maiden, 1986.
Ooh.
The peak of
Iron Maiden.
the peak of their, I don't know, style and.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. This is a good one.
Fantastic. I came across that in the research, and I actually watched it. I was like, wow, that was good shit.
Actually, I have an Iron Maiden, but it's not that one because it's more as in the last 5
Newer?
years.
Yeah.
Which I think they're at their peak. You know, I think that I don't think Iron Maiden's like come down from peaking yet. You know what I mean?
They're still good.
They can still tour.
Oh, they're still
I'll tell you what. I debated about going to see the last one. If they come around again, I'll think a little harder
we talked
about it.
about this. The only reason we didn't is because they said ahead of time they were doing almost that entire new album.
Yeah.
And we want to hear the stuff we want to hear.
I want to hear some older stuff.
Yeah, you want to hear the older stuff. I don't mind sitting through a couple new songs.
They
but
do it if they toured with the older stuff, like their tops would be. I'm in.
Yeah,
definitely in.
Absolutely. But that's a good show though.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
That is a very
beautiful
good show.
selection, my friend. Hans.
My number is it 7.
Yes.
My number 7 is Van Halen, Right Here, Right Now.
That's a good one.
The For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge tour. So little Sammy Van Halen.
Did you just say fuck?
Yes.
I caught you.
I did. Because David Lee Roth live should never be heard. He's terrible. Dave in the studio is great, but live, woof. Sammy cooks him easily live. But it's just a great show. It's probably Eddie sober. You know what I mean? At least the facsimile of him being sober.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
So his playing is like right spot on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, that's probably the Van Halen at its peak with Hagar. Is that one?
You know, when it was happening, I didn't like the combination, but now it's over. I
didn't like the combination until For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge is the one that really I can't ignore it. You know, it was a lot heavier than the first 2 albums they did with him. I mean, it was felt like a little bit of the older Van Halen, a little raw, a little heavier. So I was just like, but with Sammy, I was like, okay, that's the one that changed me completely.
Yep.
With that thinking. And that. Your number 7?
I went with AC/DC. If you want blood, old school.
Old school.
Old.
You went a little Bon Scott.
Yeah, that's right. Old school. That's what.
Little Bon Scott.
I did.
I enjoy the Bon Scott stuff, but I'm such a huge Brian Johnson fan.
He's great, man.
I
can listen to that guy talk, and I'm happy.
Brian Johnson talking is a hoot. He's funnier than crap.
We just didn't get enough of Bon Scott.
I just don't think that. I don't even know if some of these bands put out so much. They don't have a definitive live album. You know what I mean? I don't think AC/DC has a definitive live album.
That's why I had to go old because
that's why I left them off because I was like, they just don't have anything that.
That's
if we're
why
talking about the best live albums.
Yeah.
Even in my head, they just
because I'm sure they had some other ones.
Well, they had they had the box set, which was Bonfire, which included live and.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They didn't have, but they didn't have any definitive thing.
That's kind of in there, but I don't know. I could include
it's like it's in the wheelhouse.
Yeah,
you know. What I mean?
But it's just
I don't
not.
know if technically, it's a live album.
The AC/DC is one of those ones where I've found on YouTube a lot of live stuff I like, but it's nothing from one album. You know what I mean, or anything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, Jay, your number 7?
My number 7's Nirvana MTV Unplugged in New York, 1994.
It was that's my big list. I didn't get on my end list.
I won't say a word about it.
Love that album.
I hate Nirvana.
Bob's not a big fan, but everybody's entitled to their opinions.
Exactly. That's why I won't say anything about it.
It's very good of you, Bob.
Thank you. My number 6 is Iron Maiden, Flight 666.
Oh,
that's the one we watch all the time. That's the one where we watch all the time. You know,
it adds other elements though, like Bruce flying the fucking jumbo jet.
No, but they released that as a live album.
Yeah.
They released the concerts.
Yeah. Oh no, I wasn't arguing that part.
So,
I was just like,
and that's my favorite.
I could watch that video.
Yeah.
Forever.
Oh yeah. It's a great movie. It's a great movie. Flight 666. But the concert shot, the concert ones they did. I mean, that one of my favorite, Fear of the Dark. Oh my God, that crowd is just
stadiums.
That's
bouncing.
like 100,000 people. Like just
the ground was
crazy.
Shaking. You know it was.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah, that one is. I could listen to that day in and day.
That's pretty great.
That's where when I started doing the Maiden, the 3 that came to my mind. This didn't come to my mind at first. The one that Jay did came first to my mind, and then you said, "Didn't they have a Made in Japan?" I said,
Made in
England.
Made in Japan.
No, their big one was Made in England. I was like, "Oh."
Actually,
and then
I can
that
say
put me
this.
back to Flight 666 is by far, at least my favorite right now.
Made my big list, but isn't on my list. Deep Purple had Made in Japan.
That's huge for them.
I knew I had heard
huge
it
Purple.
somewhere. That
technically the Budokan's in Japan. So, so
Cheap
Cheap Trick live at Budokan is Japan.
Yeah, but that one was Deep Purple.
Yeah.
You're saying they played at Budokan?
I don't know if that was recorded at Budokan. I'm saying the Budokan is in Japan.
Because that was...
Can you stop saying Budokan?
Dickus!
You don't like the word Budokan?
Makes it mean nervous.
Budokan.
I like it. That's my problem. I like that stuff.
That's my Ace Frehley guitar. It's the Budokan Les Paul.
I know. It's all over the place. I'm used to hearing Budokan.
Yeah, Budokan.
Budokan for you, Budokan for me.
Shaka
Khan. Your number 6?
Whose?
Yours.
Shaka Khan.
I went. My number 6, Leonard Skinner, One for the Road.
Nice.
Yeah,
All right.
so I was a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
We had him in the same arena.
See, most of the live Skinner I've heard is off of Platinum and Gold, the little box set that they had.
Mm-hmm.
So that didn't really occur to me, so I missed those.
You do it all off the top of your head. The audience should know that.
Well, I went with what I was thinking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're just like.
And I wouldn't have put that above any of the other ones on my list right now. So, for me,
right? Yeah, you don't disappoint yourself.
You want one of mine?
What?
You want one of mine? One of these? I have one of these.
You got. That's it.
That's it.
That's all you got.
That's all I got.
I can't drink your last beer.
You can. If you want to,
I got
care.
beer upstairs,
All right,
but you don't like my beer.
I do not.
Jay, you're number 6.
My number 6. I'm going to put 2 here because I couldn't really decide between either one of these. Aerosmith live bootleg.
That's good.
And also a little South of Sanity. I mean, I love both those.
Yeah, I would personally. I like live bootleg.
I think I do too, a little more, but
live bootleg. It's just from the 70s.
it's 78, and then
78.
South of Sanity was 98. So
live bootleg was the one that the record company put out, and everybody in Aerosmith went, "Really? We have an album out?" Nobody knew.
I think I like that one better too, but
both great albums.
but
Both great albums.
So
Yep.
different eras, but.
Actually, my favorite Aerosmith concert isn't they never put out, but I have on videotape and I put it to DVD was the Woodstock 2. That performance of Woodstock 2 is fantastic by them, but it's not. They never put it out officially or anything, which is terrible. That would be to me. That would be
Woodstock.
their.
Did they put it out as a Woodstock album?
I don't think so. They might have put a couple songs, but they didn't. I mean, that whole they played like full 2 hours. You know, that was a great show.
I did note that I wrote Woodstock as far as like I don't know if like a Woodstock album was out.
It might I'm sure there was.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was. But Aerosmith's performance that night for Woodstock 2 was awesome. That was a great because they pulled out some songs. We were like, oh, I haven't heard that in such a long time. You know, they were
I'd like to see the documentary on that.
On what, Woodstock 2? I don't know if there is one.
I know. Unfortunately.
Is it my number 5?
Yep.
My number 5 is Billy Joel, 12 Gardens Live.
Oh, you are a Billy Joel fan.
Yep. Yeah, there's another one I had tickets for but didn't get to go see.
You son of a...
Well, it was, other things were happening, unfortunately.
Always something.
Yeah. But I had tickets for them at the Knickerbocker Arena.
DJ Hans.
But he's one I'd still love to go see. I would see him in a heartbeat. Great live.
That's a city weekend right there.
He plays still. You still got doing the Garden there.
Yeah, I would too if I was still getting paid like that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're number 5?
5 to me?
Yeah. 5 to you.
Queen live at Wembley Stadium.
That was on
Good
my
show.
big list. Yep.
Yeah,
Great show.
Yeah. Very good show.
Feel good with that one.
Like I said, I could have easily done a top 20.
Yeah.
It's hard to start picking little ones out and about.
I know. You just gotta make a choice and you do it.
Yeah. You're number 5, Jay?
My number 5 is If You Want Blood, AC/DC, 1978.
Oh,
There
see
you go.
in there. See, yeah. See, that happens. Yeah.
There was so much AC/DC, I just didn't know where to go.
Yeah.
So I just passed it because it was time crunch. I was like, I'm not to start looking all that up. I didn't get into it. So my number 4.
4 to you.
Slash featuring Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators, Made in Stoke.
Conquistadors?
Yeah, in the Conquistadors. Just a great performance from Slash, and of course Miles and the rest of the band are awesome in anything I've seen them in. But Slash it seemed on that show.
I didn't even know they had a live album.
Yeah, I didn't have
Well,
it.
They have 2 live albums out actually.
I haven't seen it.
They have another. I don't remember the other name of it. This one goes back, I think, to 2014, 2013, 2000. No, maybe even maybe even older than that. Maybe 2010. This goes back to. I've got the Blu-ray for it, and I also have the album, and it's killer. They do a bunch of Guns N' Roses, but a bunch of also some solo Slash stuff that he recorded with Miles and stuff. Great band is killer.
They are band.
Slash,
Awesome
but
band.
Slash playing better than he ever has. I mean, just it brought me back to enjoying him again. Just reminding me what a great guitar player he is, and knowing that I prefer Miles over Axl at this point, without a doubt. You're number 4, John?
Kiss Alive.
All right.
Yeah. Had to be on the list. I feel kind of like, a lot of them that I picked was earlier, maybe, but I feel like Kiss really brought the Alive
They broke it.
album.
They're not the first ones to do a live album, but they were the first ones that made it
relevant.
Made it an album to go by. Like they were the Casablanca Records, their record company, was going broke at this time, and they were like, we're going to throw a Hail Mary here, just do a live album. And live albums didn't do shit at that point. They were throwaways. They were like made no money. So, yeah, Kiss was kind of the first band to do a live album that broke them.
Yeah. So it had to make my list. I had to get that on there.
Nice.
Yeah, because it's a lot of all the parts working.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and there's the whole thing about, well, they went back and recorded some of it, overdubbed some of it in the studio and stuff like that. But most albums are, you can't tell one's one or not or anything.
Right.
It captured what they were live, finally.
Yeah.
Jay, your number 4?
Song remains the same.
Wow. I'm surprised I went lower for you. I was surprised that went so low for you.
I know.
I could have put 4 of their albums on there. But I went there with that one.
You went there with that one.
Yep.
You went there with that one.
Wow, there's nothing to say about that. I mean, it's Zeppelin and Song Remains the Same. I mean,
oh, it's still coming on.
It's mine too.
I'll talk more about it.
My number 3 is probably the most recent is the Winery Dogs Unleashed in Japan.
You always get me with that one. I usually leave them off my list because I guess they don't have the nostalgia in my brain yet, I guess. But
Killer.
I keep forgetting how really great they are.
They're amazing,
They
and
really
it was
are great.
only there was only like their second show ever playing together, and they recorded it live. And I mean, come on, and it's still amazing.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt.
Off the last tour, I guess they recorded one that we're going to be seeing hopefully by the end of the year or something, which will probably be even better. Probably replace this one on my list.
Hey, I can say happily that their crowds are growing. Every time I watch their videos, I mean, their following's finally growing, which is great.
They're amazing. They're an amazing.
We saw them and barely anybody went.
Live. Yeah,
and it was a
well,
shame.
it's because of the area
so
here.
Talented and an amazing band.
Well, that was in their infancy.
Exactly when we knew it. Hey, and they're doing what a musician needs to do.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They've done it. They went. They clawed all the way. Even though all of them were well-respected musicians.
Yeah.
To do what they wanted to do with the Winery Dogs, they had to claw from the bottom. Just start out. I mean, I don't think they were thrilled about playing little clubs with 100
Probably
people.
not, but
you know what I mean? But they did it.
But that's for their second show. It's it's amazing how tight and everything it is. Just for that.
No, they're fabulous band.
Number 3, John.
Frampton Comes Alive.
Nice.
I mean, that's to me. It's probably the first live album I might have heard, maybe.
That was honestly the first album I wrote down. So
yeah, me too.
When I think of,
that was number 1.
That was the third album I wrote down.
That was
the
number
first
1.
one.
My top 2 were the first 1 and 2 I wrote down. So
no, that one was.
Anybody who knows me is not going to be surprised by the top 2. Not going to be surprised at all.
I think that one was just classic. Totally.
Yeah, it just it like I said, for me it got overplayed to me.
Honestly,
that's all.
I don't know if I've even heard the
studio versions of those songs.
Version.
I don't even think I have. That might be true.
You know what I mean?
Because
that makes it hugely.
It's one of those ones they threw out the window when you get the live one. Kind of like Rock and Roll All Night by Kiss too. Yeah. A lot of the times you don't hear the studio version because they do the version off of a live. Yeah. You know.
Crazy.
Yeah. Jay, your number
3.
3.
Eric Clapton's Crossroad Guitars Festival, 2013. Love it. From Madison Square Garden. Oh, absolutely love it.
Yeah, Clapton's another one. He's got a bunch of live stuff that you could pick from.
Yeah, and it's him and a bunch of other artists, but it's fucking awesome. Blues guitar and just awesome. I loved it. I could listen to that all night.
That was the thing I liked about the 24 Nights album is he did it in 3 they did. It was a 3 CD or 3 record, and he did like one was doing the 60s stuff, one was doing the more modern rock stuff, and then another one was like the blues stuff. So he kind of cut it up like that, which I thought was really cool.
And this, I mean, he had old blues guys and he had new blues people.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic concert.
I enjoy watching that from him. I do, but it's not what I love from him. You know what I mean? It's not what I love. I like a little bit more fiery blues, British blues rock from Clapton. You know what I mean? I like that stuff. I like the Layla and the real early that stuff. You know, Cream and that type of stuff.
Well, he's probably just enjoying himself at this point, though.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, I think so.
My number 2 is Led Zeppelin. The song remains the same. I mean, learning to play guitar, I studied that tape over and over and over and over again.
I think that's how I learned to even come close to playing Bonham and stuff.
All I could sit there and say, I want that Les Paul and I want to play like Jimmy Page. Yeah, over and over and over again. 2 a dates.
I want to listen.
But these
to
are
that right
tomorrow.
Yeah, and that came with a video.
Oh yeah. You had the video first before anything else in my book. But album-wise or that, yeah. I mean, to me, I've heard them play a lot of versions of Stairway to Heaven, but to me, that is the live version I want to hear from Stairway to Heaven.
Yep.
The one thing I'm really disappointed at is, I think it was on How the West Was Won, which was their other live one that's come out in the last recent couple of years. They cut out their version of The Ocean off of there, and it's a fucking fantastic. I look at that and I go, why did you cut that out? Yeah, it's a great version.
That's unacceptable.
Yeah, it's an incredible version of The Ocean, which is my favorite Zeppelin song.
It is great.
Your number 2, John?
Iron Maiden, Live After Death.
Nice.
Yeah.
We all got some Maiden in there.
Yeah.
Maiden is represented.
Had to
I got a feeling Zeppelin's going to be
start out with Winston Churchill and
Yep.
Fantastic.
Great. Fantastic Maiden. Jay, your number 2?
2 to you.
Pink Floyd Pulse.
Yeah, there you go.
In the house there.
Love it.
I'm curious to see what Jay's number 1 is.
I was able to see that live during that.
I am so curious. You saw him twice, didn't you?
No, I've seen him twice, but
Yeah.
I saw them once during that tour and once in another tour. But
You saw him. You saw the big show. You saw it in the stadium.
yeah, that was the Pulse tour.
Yeah,
that was
that had to be pretty awesome.
That was
Where did you see that?
New England,
Foxborough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a fucking awesome.
That was the old stadium.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the old stadium. Yeah.
Still, I mean, that's amazing.
That was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I was
number
probably
1.
broke. I couldn't go.
We took a limit. It was me and Pete and Renee and
Pete, I got thinking, that
yeah.
I really would like to hang out with Pete.
Oh, and Carrie. That's who it was.
Oh,
We rented a limo.
well, that's a different.
Who was dating Carrie then? Yeah.
But his whole family now, man. It was like the other.
John has a man crush on Pete.
And his whole family's out on the beach because they fish constantly, and they're having breakfast, and they were like, bacon and eggs on the beach. I'm like, I got thinking, I was in one of those moods. I was probably a little drunk or something.
Looking for a little slab of pickle.
And I almost replied like, "Hey, can I just come hang out with you for a week?"
Knowing Pete, you would have been like, "Yeah, get your ass down here."
I know, he's cool.
You'd have been like, "Hell yeah!"
Yeah, that was
His wife too, by the way, because I know you don't do Facebook, so I thought I'd mention it. Obviously, Pete doesn't care. Neither does she. But there's a whole bunch of pictures where she.
You're about to say something inappropriate, aren't you?
No, I don't think so. So she fishes too, which is really cool because I realized when they were in New York, she used to hunt. So whatever Pete did, she did. And she succeeded. It wasn't like she went out there and pretended to hunt. She went out and hunted and
she's
killed
the real
deer.
deal. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she does the same thing with the fishing. And the one picture, I was like, I was looking at the fish, and I'm like, wow, that's a really big fish, striper. Wow, that's really amazing. I'm like, wait a minute. she's not wearing a top. And she's got like stars over her nipples. And I think that's the way she fishes all day because she don't give her rat's ass. And I was watching, I looked at the picture because you get fresh fish from the sea. I mean,
usually,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So you
or
can
a lake or a river.
I'll tell you right now, it's come across my palate a couple times, but I haven't eaten it. Was fish tacos.
Your plate, not your palate.
Right, exactly. Palate means I ate it.
Yeah.
Or I tried it. I tasted
it.
So what I
Sounds like you have a dick in your mouth.
I want to do
something really bad, but
I want to do fish tacos. I want to try it. And there was a picture of them on the beach, and there was a big like barbecue, and they were doing the fish, and they were making the tacos. Yeah. And I was like, if you did it right, I think it would be a good, nice little snack, nice little lunch if you did the fish tacos. So I've been thinking.
What goes in your head when you look at a picture is just amazing.
Yeah, so I think, I'd like to just hang out with them guys. Even the
I'd love to do like the Rorschach test.
Even the kid. I love the fact that his little boy there runs around. He's a long-haired, blonde, 6 years old, maybe? Guessing. He's got long hair, and that's all there is to it. You know what I mean?
Good.
Yeah. No question about it.
Shall we finish the top 10?
Oh, sorry about that.
Do I need to say what my number one is? What hasn't shown up on my list yet? That's so obvious.
Led Zeppelin, songs remain the same.
That was my number 2, jackass.
See? Then why did you ask that question
Alive,
if you knew
right?
the answer?
Kiss Alive.
I'm paying attention.
Oh, all right.
Jay's paying attention.
So you know my number one now.
No.
Led Zeppelin songs remain the same.
Yeah. Yeah, we knew that was coming. Jay, you're the only one we're stumped on.
Yeah.
It's Led Zeppelin.
Huh?
How the West Was Won?
Yeah, How the West Was Won. I love that.
Yeah.
Awesome double
like that
album.
more?
And
I'm gonna have to dig
The funny
into
thing
that.
is now,
Look at that.
the funny thing is I've taken both of those live albums and I've made my own live Zeppelin mix
I know.
because both of them are so great.
Oh, I know. I have songs both off of both of them.
Yeah. Yeah,
because How the West Was Won.
How the West Was Won has so much different stuff, like How Many More Times, and Communication Breakdown, and I think Out on the Tiles is on. Tiles on there. There's a lot of older like the off of Zeppelin 1, 2, and 3.
That.
What is and what should never be is awesome. Thank yous on there.
I had a video also with that too.
Yeah, I had both. I had the video.
Of those two.
That's where I found the Ocean. The Take of the Ocean.
Yep.
From the unreleased one. From
I could have put BBC Sessions on there too.
BBC Sessions. That's another one I've mixed in.
Fantastic.
There too.
I mean,
they have another BBC session coming out.
Really?
Yeah, they do next year. It's even more stuff. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I could have put
anything in a while. So
I could have put. Well, they just did last year.
What?
They did those reissues, those album reissues.
The album reissues. Yeah, but.
Yeah, I didn't get any of them because I was
crazy.
Pretty much all the same.
I mean, you had Celebration Day too, which was not a bad live album either.
It
was new.
Yeah, I wasn't as enthused as I wanted to be as that.
Good.
I own it, and I did enjoy it, but I guess I'm comparing that to the older stuff, and you really shouldn't, but it's hard not to because you hear that stuff you grew up with, and that's so great. You know what I mean? It's just like Kiss stuff now. I mean, I don't listening to anything live Kiss now. I just don't because I can go back and listen to a live, which was like the Bible for me for so long. For live stuff. That and the song is the same. But that is our top 10 this week. Our favorite live albums of all time.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We have talent.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
Time to make the chimmy fucking chongas.
You can find us at Bob and John's Podcast at gmail.com, on iTunes and Buzzsprout.com, or
at Loose and Buttery on the Twitter and Instagram or Periscope.
Aggressive. And on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page, Bob and John's Super Duper Variety Power Hour. Also on Untapped at Jay's Brew and Brewmaster Pick with 2 C's.
And don't forget to come down to the Slippery Pickle and see DJ Hans. He'll be giving free loose and buttery lessons all night long.
You're going to love it. Guarantee it.
All right, until next time, say goodnight, guys.
Good night, guys.
Good night, guys.
Stadler?
Yeah, what?
Is that it?
Yes, it's over. How'd you like it?
I don't know. I slept through the whole thing.
Well, you didn't miss much. Chico!
What